Hello guys, and welcome to a new Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing some Hearts of Iron 4, and we're going to be starting a new campaign. We're going to be playing in the early start scenario, obviously, and we're going to be playing as an other country. Specifically, we're going to be playing as China. The specific version of China we're playing as is Nationalist China, but in this game it's just called, straight up just called China. In contrast, for example, to the People's Republic of China. I think the correct name of what is in this game just called China is the Republic of China. This is basically what is today Taiwan. Whether Taiwan still has that flag, I am not entirely sure of. I would sort of lean towards saying yes, but correct me in the comments. Regardless, we're going to be playing as China. And in difference from the previous campaign, I'm actually going to be doing historical AI focuses, because this is very much going to be another campaign of learning and coming to grips with game mechanics, because playing as China is supposed to be kind of railroady, because you get a bunch of events that tell you what you should do. You're pretty much guaranteed to be invaded by Japan because of the Marco Polo bridge incident and stuff like that. So there's also a bunch of events that creates like a faction that you get to join, and events relating to the communists. So what I'm hoping that this campaign is going to be in comparison to my previous campaign, which was as the Communist States of America, is that I'm going to be doing quote-unquote a bit more normal things. No more annoying naval invasions of Chile, for example. I mean, we might of course have to do a naval invasion of Japan if I ever get that far into this campaign, but we might also just crash and burn and accidentally declare war on the Soviet Union. Many things can happen when I play this game, so I mean, yeah. Also, for those wondering about the previous campaign, it's not guaranteed that it's over. I'm basically putting the campaign on a sort of a pause, and then I will look on popular demand for whether or not I will bring it back. If I do bring it back, I think I might do a restart off screen, just because I fucked up so badly, because there's a lot of things that I would do different. So hopefully, playing as China, there's going to be less opportunities to just supremely fuck up, because the events are going to be like, hey man, you should invade Japan, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I should do that. Or be invaded by, but you know what I mean. Regardless though, we're going to jump right in here. We're going to be playing on regular difficulty, because that seems regular enough to me. Iron Man, because that's just what you do. And yeah, historical AI focuses, just to see a world that is maybe a little bit more normal than the absolute ridiculous madness we saw last time. I know that's not super popular, but variety is hopefully something that you guys can enjoy anyways. So let's talk less and get more into the game. This is also going to be on the new patch 1.1. Common or Iron Man China, that will do as a name. So save and play. We're going to jump in here. We're going to see what China has to offer for us. So, the first thing I can notice is that we have a batshit crazy amount of manpower. That is very nice. That means, I mean, that's with the volunteers only conscription law, and we still have that much. So yeah, manpower is not going to be an issue in playing as China, although we are going to have quite a lot of other issues, I would expect. We have no resources, which is surprising, as you would expect China to have a bit of resources, although I guess they have a lot of resources. It's just that they haven't really developed the ways to get them. So what do we lack? We lack 1 oil. Okay, so we don't like that much. We can surely do some trading, although if I want to trade for them is a very different question. Might want to trade for that aluminium, but the rubber and the oil might not be as necessary, because that's mainly for planes. And yeah, it's really just the planes and the boats that are going to take a lot of damage from us not trading. Yeah, even the aluminium is for planes, so might not be worth spending our civilian factories on that, because let's face it, how effective are our interwar fighters going to be against the Japanese? I doubt we're going to have any sort of naval supremacy. So whether it is worth trading for that, I do not know. let's see. Now, there are pretty much always some basic things you want to start out with. Oh god, we only have basic equipment. Oh, that's bad. That is not very good. So we might not actually want to do the... Well, it's very difficult to argue against these basic techs over here. Mainly the electronic mechanical engineering. I guess we can do that, and then we'll do one weapon technology. I think maybe support weapons 1 is better, because that's just a plain bonus to all your units, rather than something you actually have to produce. So I say we start doing that. Because I wonder how effective we're going to be at producing the equipment we need. We don't even have enough freaking infantry equipment, so how we're supposed to get the upgraded version, I do not know. No divisions in basic training. I guess we should... Well, we don't have the equipment though, so it's not like we can get anything. How does our infantry look? Pretty darn basic. If anything, what I want is... I want to produce artillery, because I think that's going to be sort of our main way of fighting. Bunch of dudes with support from artillery. Because I doubt we're going to be able to have the, you know, capacity to do any tanks or similar things. Light cruiser, is that really... I mean, I really doubt we're going to have anything compared to, or anything resembling naval supremacy. So it might be better to swap that over to convoys instead. We don't have that many convoys, so I think we could just go and do that. This will make you... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot of days of production lost. Okay then, I guess we don't do that. I don't know if that's enough convoys. Well, I'm not really using... I'm not going to be using them for much anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Now, let's just leave that as it is for now, and let's invest our 3 extra military factories into infantry equipment, although we have no one producing support equipment. That's... Oh wow, we don't even have the technology for support equipment. Oh yeah, that's right. we are researching it right now though. Okay, that's interesting. We don't have support equipment. We should probably get that. Good thing we are getting it. National focus. What should we get? Army effort. I don't know. I should have googled when the bridge incident thingy that brings us into war with the Japanese happened, because that could be relevant to whether or not this would be a very good thing to get. So going through this line seems to be the obvious starter, just to get those extra research slots and just a bunch of free civilian, well, some free civilian factories. Then there's also the political effort, which gives us political power. But unless the comment section riots when I say this, I don't think we're gonna stop being just the regular neutral non-aligned dipshit that we are right now. Because the problem about being neutral is that you can't really invade your neighbors as easily, because you can't fabricate claims until we have 50% world tension. But I don't see that as a problem, because I think we're going to be pretty occupied fighting the Japanese. And as I understood it, a bunch of these Chinese warlords are going to be grouped into a faction to fight the Japanese together with us. We don't really have to work hard on annexing them right now. That can be a goal for later. Even if annexing the Guangxi clique would be most wonderful. But hopefully they'll just cooperate with us instead. Okay, free civilian factories. So yeah, we have a decent bit of them free, I guess. I would like to lower the amount of stuff used on consumer. Well, I guess one really good thing about fascism, which would be one of the things we could become, is that would allow us to change our economy away from a civilian economy into a war economy. Partial mobilization. Although now we can bump right up to partial mobilization if at war as more, yeah. So we can get this and not that. So it's not the end of the world that we can't get. Yeah, it's only 5% less consumer goods, so it's not super worth it having to deal with the annoyances of changing government type. So I think we're going to stay the Kuomintang, but tell me in the comments if you have different opinions. Free military factory? Oh yeah, that's right. I derped on that button. Okay, so let's build. I guess there's more factories. Yeah, we have plenty of room for factory construction, so I guess building some factories in the eastern part of the country could be smart to try and make it so that we don't lose them when the Japanese come pouring in. Whether we do military ones though or civilians, I'm unsure. Like, I'm leaning towards just straight up starting building military ones immediately, because we're going to go to war immediately. And having more equipment and stuff is good for obvious reasons. I guess we can try and start with at least one civilian one, and then we'll look into getting other ones later. So yeah, let's start with industrial effort. That'll let us get the wrong button. The basic machine tools for half the amount of time, so that can be rather useful. Either that or this one. Construction 1 might actually be better, although I am not entirely... Like, tell them in the comments. Jesus Christ, guys, I know nothing. Like, in this game, I am Jon Snow. Okay, so let's just start rolling, I guess. Do some army organization and stuff. Okay, so I've organized my armies into 3. I've got a little defense force here down by some important ports, where they will hopefully do something if the Japanese land there. Got some dipshits on the border with the communists, and the majority of the forces are on the border with Manchukuo and Japan. Manchukuo being the puppet of Japan. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for events and stuff to happen. Can we see what the Japanese... Yeah, okay, naval primacy. Guess we should look into this. Naval invasion, because that's nothing super important right now. Okay, the war with China. Chinese border. Okay, so they just need to click this button. So whenever they click that button, that's when shit will go down. Ah, here we are. Our first event. After the long retreat of the Communist Party of China, China's Red Army, they have managed to regroup and establish themselves in Shaanxi. Their continued effort to turn the rural population against us and seek support from the Soviet Union suggests that they might grow more powerful if left to their own government. Left to their own devices. However, many of the surrounding warlords, despite supporting our government, are unwilling or unable to make the necessary sacrifices for an effective attack. It's currently unclear whether the Red Army is still recuperating or ready to face us in battle, but time is not on our side. To strengthen our political position, we need to strike against the communists. Strong-arm the local warlords to the offensive. Victory against the communists. Communists repel attack. Well, manpower is of no real concern. Recruit local outlaws. Okay, so this is bigger risk, but also bigger reward. Well, actually less risk. And, okay, that's interesting. Rely on local volunteers who oppose the communists. That is the biggest risk of loss, but losing is not a biggie. So, do we take the risk, or do we not? Losing that 100 political power, ooh, that would hurt, but nah. Strong-arm the local warlords into the offensive. Let's see. Victory against the communists! Our commitment to routing the Red Army has been successful, at least for now. Despite gaining information about the attack, the communists decided to confront our forces and lost. They have now been forced to withdraw further, and many of the locals have grown skeptical of their ability to deliver on their promises of overthrowing our government. Rightly so. So we lose some manpower, that's fine, but we gain ourselves 200 political power, which will let us do some modification of our government. Now then, do we do... I don't know if there's any super useful... just straight up political advisors. This captain of industry, that could be useful. Just a straight up 10% construction speed to our civilian factories. Combine that with the current focus that we have. That would be quite decent indeed. It might be better to get a theorist though. Having that land experience tick up, that seems pretty useful. And just straight up land doctrine, yeah, that seems a bit too good. Industrial research time. I think we might go for a theorist. Land doctrine. We should get started on land doctrine at some point anyways, so I guess it only makes sense that we take that. Although, no, actually, land doctrine is not that important. And we're going to be waging war soon anyways. Nah, I think actually, let's go for the captain of industry. Although, actually, we have enough power to do both. Is there any change in... yeah, we can do limited conscription, but that's not really necessary. We can do free trade, which would be even worse than what we have right now, so that's not good. Current republic is not democratic, has... economic law, partial mobilization. Okay, so that is a possibility. We are not allowed to mobilize because there is not enough tension. But which one is it that determines... Okay, it has economy law, and we can't change that right now. So none of these are really open for change in any useful way. So, political advisor it is then. I guess we'll do a captain of industry and a military theorist. Actually, getting one of these dudes, that could actually be better. Even better than this guy. Okay, well, we have already gotten that guy, so there's no turning back on him. But, division defense. Don't know if we want to go on the off. I guess we're going to be doing a lot of defending though. Although I don't know, organization is fine, so I don't know what that means. Is it just you gain just straight up more? I mean, I'm sure it's good, but I don't know exactly how it impacts things, so I think we'll do a division attack dude instead. Just so that we can actually attack, because as I understood it, I was looking into the technology a bit. The main difference between these two is that our attack is much more shite when we have the basic equipment. It becomes much better when we upgrade it. So that's a thing. Also, yeah, we finished that one technology that I forgot about, and also finished our first industrial effort. I'm not going to really show that too much because we're really just going to be going down this slot to get those research slots. So you can pretty much expect that that's what I'm going to be doing. Also, one thing I haven't looked at is our national spirits. We've got communist uprisings, which means that if the communists gain support, the states of ours will flip to them. I don't know exactly how that would happen, unless we were stupid and selected a communist advisor, or that the People's Republic supported communism in us, which is a good strategy if you're playing as the People's Republic, but hopefully we don't have to deal with that. We also have military, or German military advisors, which gives us cheaper land doctrine. That's going to be a big question. I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, what exactly... Oh, okay, so we already have one doctrine. We have mass assault. That sounds logical, but I just... Well, minimum training level, that is actually pretty good. I like that. Supply grace. No idea what that's supposed to mean. Like infantry. Organization, max entrenchments. Deep battle. I don't know. I guess we're going for this then. Because the game has already told me that that's what we're doing. And it makes sense for China. I've just seen a lot of other YouTubers be like, oh no, we can't do that because that's just shit. And, you know, I assume most of them have more experience than me, so let's just speed along and wait for the next event. Okay, so here we have one of the more confusing events, a border war, which is this unique thing that I think only happens in the conflict between the nationalists and the communists in China. We can start a border war, or we can just not do that. I kind of want to just start a border war just to see how it works. Also, yeah, we can finish construction efforts. I guess we should quickly get the next one. So we must draw the line now. So now we have a border war in these states. Now I think that will cause attrition. Yeah, it causes attrition to these units. Now, I don't know if it is like the more units you have in here, the better, but I think I'm just gonna rely on these dipshits to sit there and die. I guess maybe it would have been better if I put a bunch of green troops here. Because I don't know what actually... Oh, we lost? Well, that didn't work. Okay, so the border war is already over. Well, that was quick. Despite our efforts, we fucked it up. Okay, read it. You can read this if you want. Shit. Okay, well, so we lose political power, which actually gives us negative political power, and we lose national unity. That sucks. We did just gain support weapons though, which is nice. I think we're gonna bump up and see if we can get ourselves some infantry equipment 1 now though. I think that could be nice. Okay, so now these units will just have to sit back and try and recover. We are working hard to try and get rid of that deficit we have, so now we're ready for the Japanese, but who knows? Who knows indeed. I think this could do for an okay place to end the episode though. We have gotten a bunch of the early events out of the way, and I think soon we're going to be seeing war against the... No, we're not going to be seeing that, because the Chinese can't, or the Japanese can't be bothered. They're just building their navy. I mean, it's not like I have a navy to help or to defeat the Japanese. I don't know. I don't really understand what they're up to, but sure, Japan, you do what you must. I can't do shit anyways. I can't offer or declare or do anything, so we can do nothing but wait. But I don't know. It seems like the longer we wait, the better off we should be. Although, the same goes for the Japanese, so I don't know. We'll end it here though. Thanks so much for watching this first episode in this China campaign in Hearts of Iron 4, and until next time, bye.